The Kumeyaay Indians, who have lived in San Diego County for thousands of years, harvested the yucca for a variety of uses, such as food or clothing, and in return the Kumeyaay helped propagate the yucca, an intraspecies interaction observed in many different forms throughout mission trails. The Kumeyaay have lived in the San Diego area for at least 21,000 years, since their ancestors crossed the land bridge between Russia and Alaska, which was exposed during the Pleistocene glacial period. Eventually, the Kumeyaay migrated down to where Southern California exists today. The Kumeyaay lived as a hunter-gatherer society, where they had to make use of their environment's native plant species, such as the chaparral yucca. The chaparral yucca, occasionally known as the Spanish bayonet, is a large rooty plant defined by its needle-like leaves. The yucca grows a tall inflorescence at the end of its life cycle to attract yucca moths for pollination and reproduction. The yucca's base has long, finely serrated leaves ending in sharp points that haphazardly grow in every direction. It produces a stalk up to 9 feet tall covered in flowers. Chaparral yuccas are unique because they are pollinated solely by one species of moth, resulting in the formation of seeds that feed the moth's larvae. Whereas the symbiosis between the yucca and the yucca moth is mutualistic, the tarantula hawk demonstrates a parasitic symbiosis. The tarantula hawk is a large wasp that lives solitarily and attacks tarantula spiders. To lay her eggs, the mother wasp seeks out a tarantula den by smell, hunting to find an unsuspecting tarantula. Once a tarantula is located, the two arthropods will wrestle, often ending with the wasp puncturing the tarantula's soft underbelly. The wasp's venom is not lethal, but instead paralyzes the spider. The wasp will then drag the paralyzed tarantula back to its den and lay eggs on the tarantula's abdomen. Once the eggs hatch weeks later, the larva will burrow into the still living but paralyzed spider and consume it from the inside out. All of these species interactions, yucca and moth, wasp and tarantula, are distinct examples of symbiosis. One could argue the Kumeyaay practiced symbiosis with the yucca by planting its seeds to ensure the plants grow back and reproduce. The Kumeyaay used every part of the yucca for various reasons: roots for soap and poison, leaves for clothing and tattoo needles. The Kumeyaay crushed and mixed the root's pulp with water to make soap. However, yucca roots contain enough toxins to be poisonous if ingested. Thus, the Kumeyaay placed yucca roots in small ponds and lakes to stun fish and make them easier to catch. If dried and pounded, yucca leaves become stringy and fibrous. This allowed for leaves to be easily knotted or weaved into various clothing items such as sandals, skirts, rope, and baskets. Yucca leaves are sharp enough to draw blood. Because of this sharpness, the leaves can be used as needles for tattooing. This technique was used for tattooing Kumeyaay women's chins as marks of passage into womanhood that allowed them entrance into the afterlife.